Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rising World, Season 4. I'm the Radio Man 03, and you can bet it is awesome to have you along. Welcome to the new subscribers. It is really great to have you on board. Don't forget, if you enjoyed today's episode, I would appreciate it if you hit that like button for me, okay? And if you want to see more Rising World, then do subscribe, because there will be lots more of Rising World. Okay, so we've had Episode 1, Episode 2. I already recorded Episode 3, but I tossed it because it was more of me just wandering about, trying to figure out, okay, where are we going to live, where are we going to live? I was looking for that lake, and the word is that some of the lakes are having a difficult time spawning into the world. So I kind of gave up on the idea of finding a lake, but I did find another big, giant, beautiful forest, and I've been doing some work out here. I've already cut down, actually it's not even in my inventory, I put it down. I'm going to walk because the video always turns out better when I walk. We have a small camp set up right over here, a enormous, ginormous cave system right down here. I mean, is that spectacular or what? So I thought this would be a good place for us to kind of stop and soak in the beauty of this spruce wood forest along with all these maple trees. I kept calling them mulberry trees. They are not mulberry trees. They are maple trees. So down here what we have, let me show you the inventory that I've stockpiled up so far. We've got all this stuff that we were picking up on the way here. And then on Episode 3 that I'd already recorded, I wound up finding another cabin, so we've got a scythe, and I found a few other things in some of the cabins. Nothing too outstanding. We did go through a snow biome. I killed a couple of polar bears. That wasn't very exciting as well. So I decided to dump these Episode 3, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring you guys in right now where we're going to call home sweet home and get busy working. So let me show you this chest over here. We've got a bunch of wood stacked up, a bunch of wood. And I want to do a lot of stick building this season. And I think a lot of you are going to be happy to hear that. And I'm going to do my best, for those of you who are new to the game, to kind of talk about it as I go through it in stick building, okay? Because it is really... Rising World, the developers, JIW Games, have done a fantastic job of making it so you can become very, very intricate with what you build, and I absolutely love that about the game. Do I have things all set up over here, the workbench and everything? I do. I've got the workbench and the loom set up. Oh, look at that. A visit by the wily fox. That's right. Now, do we have a lot of enemies in this area? Yeah, we do. we had some. I've killed most everything off. You can see we have a deer right there, and there's another deer that actually fell down into here, and he's somewhere down underneath this ledge right here if he hasn't fallen further in and died by now. Where was he anyways? I think we should be able to see him. There he is right there. Zoop. So that's dinner at some point in time. But he fell down in there and disappeared. What I did notice getting started in this spot, you can see I've kind of cleared things out. And I'll explain to you, picture this if you will, what we're going to do in this location. We're going to have a lot of fun with it, I guarantee you that. Both the deer, what I've noticed about the animals is that they roam much more, I think, than they used to. Both these deer were way back there, beyond this tree line over here. Way back in here is where the deer were. And they have made their way all the way over to this area. One has fallen down into this cave system, and you can see the other one is still walking around out here. So they do move around a little bit. I've cut a lot of the trees down that were in here because I wanted to be able to have a line of sight because we have got the bears and the boars, and those guys are pretty tough. They're pretty tough now, and they see you from a longer ways away, so I wanted to make sure that I could see them before they saw me. Now, one of the things I did was, do we have our axe on our inventory? We do not. Let's grab our axe. These pine trees right here, spruce trees, if you don't know it, pay attention to the comments. Z Foxfire's in there a lot, and he leaves a lot of good comments. He's very in tune with what's going on with Rising World, and he's been quite the guy to listen to when it comes to this stuff. But he was mentioning that it's unfortunate that we cannot grow these trees, these tall spindly ones. We can't grow these guys. We can only grow these small ones. By the way, if you're wondering how I chop so fast, just keep clicking your mouse. Left click, left click, left click, and that's how you chop a little bit faster. You can do everything a little bit faster with the tools in your hands. Did I not get a spruce sapling off of that? It's not really important. We have plenty to choose from. So what I've been doing is I've been cutting down these guys right here. These guys block a lot of view. So I've been getting rid of these little guys here. They're easy to chop down, but these are the only ones you can also grow. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a boar right there. You see him? Z for zoom. Yeah, look at those beady little eyes and those tusks. He would love to get a hold of me, I think. I think he would. We're going to get our battle axe on just in case he does decide to come over here. Cause a little problem for us. I don't know where those... Oh, there we go. There's a sapling. That's right, Pig. You be careful now. I don't want to have to kill all of you. Why can't we get along? Why can't we get along? I'm going to leave that stump there. Sometimes a stump looks good. Oh, also for your information and for my information, and thank you so much for all the information you gave me. This is the new plant. This is the nettles. My theory on those looking like pig ears is incorrect. This is the nettles, and the one with the white flower on top that you see here, this is the hogweed. There you go. So thank you very much for setting me straight on which one was which. Did not know. All right, let's do the picture this, if you will. Okay, this is the vision I have for this piece of land that I've come into. Once I got the trees chopped down, and we're going to look at the map too today. Once I got these trees chopped down and I kind of saw what kind of land we had, I thought, what I really want to build is I want to build a beautiful log cabin in the woods. And don't forget, now we do have the round, instead of just the square timbers, we do have the round timbers as well. So we're going to use those to create a really nice log cabin. And I want to use some of the modern stuff in there, some of the kitchen appliances, the cupboards, the cabinets, the modern lighting and stuff like that in it. And I want to build a really beautiful log cabin in here with a little barn maybe, or a little work shed, something like that out here. Last season we didn't finish our palace, and I'm a little bummed about that. Now, we could have stayed there, but I didn't know how far we're going to have to travel to find the new items. So it's better off that we start over, and it doesn't bother me at all. It looks like it doesn't bother you guys either, because there was a tremendous amount of support for the start here of Season 4. So what I'm picturing in my head, and let me get up someplace high. Let's get up on here so I can kind of point down, and you guys can look around at this with me. It looks like the sun is beginning to set, so we'll have to sleep real quick too. I see we have a water pool right here, and we have a water pool right over here. I'm seeing our house, and we've got this beautiful view of this hillside. This is the view that got me right here when I was starting to knock down trees. Was we got this really awesome hillside with all these trees growing on it. And it's just this. It's a beautiful, lush, thick forest, and I really like that. Okay, I've not explored much in this general area, but I did. I want you to know I've traveled thousands of blocks looking for a lake, and I'll show you on the map. I picture a nice big log cabin tucked away right in this area right here. A large log cabin, 2-story, nice kitchen, big stone fireplace, bearskin rug, baby, on the living room floor. I see that right over here, and then I see a pathway that leads along this rock way here, right? This here, that's why I've kind of flattened this out and smoothed this out right here. And I want to show you something over here. Now, we could very well go drop down into this hole and make our mine tunnel right over here. Don't know how much stone we're going to need, but we're going to need some stone. So we're going to have a mine. There's this really interesting hole right here. And we have these manhole covers in the game that I wouldn't mind trying putting one right over the top of this. And some of you would like to see me maybe use some ladders. So maybe what we do is we put the manhole cover here and some ladders, and we build a little something over the top of this. And this is our entrance down into our mine. So that could be a lot of fun, I think. We've never done something like that. Usually it's just a hole in the side of the mountain, and we just walk in and we go down the pathway. Not this time. This one we're going to have a little something interesting here, I think. The log cabin is what we're going to get started on first. We're going to get a piece of it built, and so we've got a bed and stuff set up in it. And then as we move along, we're going to progressively make that log cabin a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, okay? And it's going to become this really nice log cabin with porches and big roof lines, 2-story, like I said, large beams in the ceilings, and I want to do a lot of stick building, as I mentioned. So that's the idea there. So we're going to clear out the grass in this area, lay down a nice stone foundation, and then from there we are going to build our log cabin on top of that, okay? Over here, I believe we're going to have a nice little barn or a tool shed, something like that over here, a workstation. And if we can, we'll get some animals. Right now, you can't breed the animals and you can't do anything but take the animals, kill the animals, and cook the animals and take their skins and turn them into water skins and things like that. So all that stuff is still coming down the road. Rising World, as I've mentioned in the first 2 episodes, it's just a baby. It's still growing, but look at what it's grown so far. It is a beautiful game. So many changes since I started playing this game so long ago. What else did I want to make sure I talked to you guys about on here? Look at this view, huh? Is that a spectacular view or what? So we don't have a lake, but what we give up in the lake, we have in this gorgeous forest. And somewhere down the road, and Billy Hyde brought it up in one of the episodes recently, that maybe what we do is we build something kind of small, get it completed, and that becomes kind of a checkpoint for us. And then we move on and we find another location to build something else in. So that's always a possibility, okay? Keep that in mind as well. Let's go back here and get ready to sleep because the sun is beginning to set. We're going to have that nice pink sunset right there behind those trees every day. I want to show you the map and show you how far I traveled and kind of what transpired off camera, because I did I looked for it. Let me get a sip of my coffee real quick here, guys. All right, beautiful. There we slept. We got these great stone chests of the pyramid. Ha, aren't they beautiful? They're fantastic. They're going to look nice in our log cabin living room. Map. Let's pull that up and take a look at it. Inventory. Uh-oh. There we go. There's the map. Okay. I've got a little bit of lag there. Okay, I can zoom way in or I can zoom back out. Now, we came from this direction down here, and this is the area we traveled. And this is where I walked, and I don't believe you guys are actually with me on the... Yeah, we were. There's the desert. We came through here, and we stopped at some point. Actually, we stopped in the desert at the pyramids. Now, I understand some people say the pyramids are disappearing. I still show 2 on my map. They're saying that they show up on the map, but when you go back to them on the map, they're not there. I don't know if that's the case or not. But these are definitely our pyramids. So what I did was I continued traveling along through here. And then I happened to read Billy Hyde's comment about maybe you should set something up just short term. And a couple of others of you put this down too. Kind of set up a temporary camp, drop some of your stuff off, and continue exploring until you find that place you're looking for. Well, here, we did some looking. We did some looking. I went around here. I did some zigzag pattern here. Here's where I found a snow biome. We went through the snow biome. And I killed a couple of polar bears. It's not a very big one. It just goes on like that, and it ends. Then we continued on, and on, and on, and on. Mountain ranges. Oh, just a huge, massive mountain range that goes on forever. That took forever to get through. And then you can see I've kind of scattered about all over the place. More mountains here. Kept going. I've thousands of blocks now. Thousands of blocks. And I think we're almost there. More mountains. Lots of mountain range along here is what I found. There's another mountain range I went through. This one also very big, so didn't have any shortage of finding mountain ranges, but we've built in mountain ranges a couple of times, so I thought we'd leave that alone. There's another one right there. And I don't know why the map doesn't fill in sometimes, but it's kind of weird. I don't know if I'm moving too fast or what it is. Then I found an ocean. Now, I understand the oceans were also a difficult thing to find for some folks, but I did find one, and there is an ocean out here. And I even traveled across the ocean a little ways. Yeah, it didn't fill in as well as I wanted it to, but it's not bad. And you can see right here, we've got a short piece of land in between the ocean right here. But then we go back down, and I wound up coming back to where I was and looked for the X, and I kind of filled in here and there. But I never did find a lake. I never found a lake, which was really a bummer. But at the same time, I'm okay with that. What we're going to do is we're going to get, like I said, we're going to build that cabin here. We're going to get set up here, and then once we're done with that, if we decide to move on or if Rising World comes up with another great, amazing update, then we'll move on from there. And we'll, do what we need to do to survive and continue on. One thing I did find off camera that I wanted to show you. Look at that fox. He's so foxy. Oh, yeah, the foxy fox. Let's see here. Cotton, that's not going to be it. That is hemp, if I've ever seen it. This one right here, I believe. This is a chili seedling. So I found chilies, and it grows tall like the hemp with just the red chilies hanging off of it. So if you're looking for it, just look out over the landscape. I didn't find it any place special or any special biome. I believe I was on the edge of a prairie in the savannah. I spotted the chilies, and it was 4 or 5 peppers hanging from the plant. I used the sickle, and I got the little seedlings so we can plant those here. So we're going to want to get a little farm going right away, and we're going to want to get, and I made a duplicate map also, so we'd have a duplicate map as a backup. So we're going to want to get a small farm going, and we're going to, like I said, we're going to want to get that first stage of the log cabin built. That first stage of the log cabin is going to have a little living room, it's going to have a little kitchen, and it's going to have a place for us to put a bed. Okay, because that's how the settlers would do it in the old days. They would build that first room, and eventually, as the family grew, the house would get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and pretty soon that first room that they had, that entire first room usually became like the living room den area, and they would add on a kitchen, and they would add on a bedroom, and so on and so forth, and that would continue on until they had their home large enough for their entire family. So that is kind of the idea there. And I thought settling in this area too might pose a little more danger to us. As you know, we just saw there's a boar just right over here. So eventually I imagine he's going to make his way here and probably catch me off guard. So I thought that would be kind of interesting too, to have a little more danger instead of being on the prairie with the cows and the pigs and the sheep. We'll put ourselves in the forest with the bears and the boars. So that was the idea there. So I hope you are excited about the progress. Now, I don't have much time. It is my Tuesday, and those of you who are new to the channel, again, welcome to the channel. I have a limited amount of time that I can actually play on my Tuesdays. We've got apples up here. So I wanted to get you in here. I didn't want to leave you hanging for a couple of days without knowing what was going to be taking place here on Season 4 with me, the Radio Man 03. So I thought I'd bring you in and show you kind of what we're working on and what my idea is. So again, log cabin here. Okay, we've got a nice water source right here where we could build a well. Some kind of a well, right, to get water out of. And then we've got a pathway. I'm going to run a little bit right here. We're going to have a pathway right through here. And we come over here and we can drop down into our little mine building right here that we'll have and go down the hole in our mine. And we'll put our farm. Well, we're talking about the shed and the barn right here. And this land looks pretty flat to me, so we've got some space. We'll probably put the farm out here as well. Keep it close to the house at the beginning, but then spread it out a little bit as time goes by. So let me know what you think of those ideas, okay? I want to get really intricate with the building details. A lot of you, as I said earlier, are new to the game, and you're going to want to know how to flip this, how to flip that, how to lengthen this, how to shrink this, and how to put these different pieces together. And hopefully all of us together can help each other out with that, and we'll build something spectacular out here in the forest. So I hope you like the idea. If you do, again, hit that like button for me. I'd appreciate it very much. Comment, subscribe, and share. I'm the Radio Man 03. Have an awesome, fantastic, and superb day, and I do look forward to talking to you again next time.